Hi guys, hi, how are you guys? I feel a little awkward filming this. I feel like it's been forever. Um, excuse me. I hope you guys are all well. This is the first time I've been able to sit in diamond paint since baby's been born. But I feel like, you know, I'm getting the hang of things, having him here and learning, you know, when he stays sleeping and when he doesn't, and when I need to be there and when he's okay if I step away, and you know, anyways, man, I don't even know where to start. I just want to say thank you guys all for all of your kind words. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen pictures of my little baby boy. If you are in Mindy and Maritza's Facebook group, you've seen also pictures of my little baby boy. But if you haven't either of those things, then you have not. So I will try to insert pictures here and there of him, little video clips or whatnot of him. But anyways, I just thought I'd hop on, say hello, and let you guys know how it went, you know, just for also future reference sake if I ever want to remember. You know, the last few weeks of my pregnancy and his birth, then I could come back and listen to this. But I think the last time I was really here, well, not, and it wasn't even here, I think it was on Jenny's channel, was the baby shower. So if I haven't already, thank you again, everybody. Thank you, Jenny, for hosting that. Thank you, everybody who sent things for my baby. We really appreciate everything, and we've been using all of the things, and I don't think I've ever done so much laundry or so many dishes in my entire life. I feel like I'm always doing laundry, washing these little things, and always washing bottles. Also, yeah, excuse my nails. I thought I could, you know, have my nails all cute and stuff. That lasted for about less than 24 hours, and they started falling off because of how often I'm washing my hands or washing bottles. But that's okay. That is all right. We love him so much. He's a really good baby. He's a little whiny, but he doesn't cry very much. He just whines. Like, he's so dramatic. It's so funny. It's so cute. He's only like been like real upset a few times, and which were understandable. I mean, if I had to, you know, have a circumcision, I don't think I'd be pretty happy about it either. So he's just a really good baby. We're very blessed. He seems to be perfectly healthy, and we are very grateful for that. I don't even know where to start, guys. Let's see. I guess I'll just start. He was born at 37 weeks and 6 days, so just about 38 weeks. He was just a couple weeks early. My husband and I, you know, we had been trying to get things ready, you know, for his arrival, as far as, you know, here at home. Did I even tell you guys what I'm working on? I'm still working on Sloth Puzzle. I haven't worked on it since the last time I filmed a video. So it's from Diamond Art Club. It's 30 by 22. That's in inches. It's a round, and it's wonderful. I had somebody comment on one of my old videos, like, calling me out for saying that Diamond Art Club was one of my favorite companies. That was kind of annoying, I'm not even gonna lie. I like their product. Do I think that they are perfect and that they handle their business perfectly? No, but that's all right. That's their business. They can handle it how they want. I can choose to buy from them or not buy from them. You can choose to buy from them or not buy from them. Obviously, I choose to buy from them. But with that being said, I don't think I've really purchased anything since this one, because there's just nothing I want. Just a second. I'm going off on a tangent here. This morning, I can't remember if it was a dream I had, or like, or it was just like randomly the first thought I had this morning when I woke up was like, Yareli, you have so many diamond paintings. One, two, you have some whips that you're just never gonna do right, because I don't enjoy Treasure Studios art. The one that I have, that I had already started, that nativity scene one, I don't like it. I don't like working on it. The drills are awful. There are so many different shapes and sizes, and I don't want to work on it. You know, so I'm just getting rid of it. And then that one that I have from Victoria's Moon, same thing. I don't want to work on it. I don't want to spend any more of my time on that. So I'm throwing those away. Where was I going with that? I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, this is from Diamond Art Club, and I had that one comment, and I was like, well, whatever. I didn't even respond to it because it's just like, I don't care. You know. Okay. So anyway, we were getting ready, rearranging furniture, organizing things, getting rid of things, talking about possibly getting a storage unit or looking into getting a bigger apartment or something. You know, all of those things we were doing, and I ended up getting a little like bedside bassinet for him to sleep in, and I ordered some sheets, like fitted sheets to go in that, and spent one day like doing all of the laundry, like washing all of his things, so that they were all clean and ready for him. And when I finally put the clean sheets on that bassinet, it was on a Sunday, and I told him, okay, your bed is ready, you can come anytime now. But the day before that, I had gone over to my mom's house to just hang out, and my brother Brandon and we started playing on the Wii. We did like the Michael Jackson dancing game, and just jokingly, you know, I sent my friend a message, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna dance this baby out. And so Brandon and we played that for a while, and then that same day my husband and I went for a walk. They put in like this really small park right next to the apartment area that I live in, and we wanted to go check it out, and it was a nice day, so we went out for a walk, because my mom was telling me, you need to start walking, or else when the baby comes you're gonna have a hard time, blah 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 blah. You know how moms are. So we went for a walk. Excuse me. And then the very next day, oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you, you know, things that I went through, but I'm gonna try not to be too graphic in case you're not into that. But I am gonna tell you like the things. So that was on a Saturday. Then on the following day was a Sunday, and I don't know, I started feeling like some back pain, which I didn't think anything, you know, weird about that, because I was getting to that point where I was really uncomfortable all the time. So I just figured, okay, awesome, this is a new pain I'm going to be dealing with until the baby comes. So I had this back pain, and I thought it was just like, oh, my back is sore from the walk or something, you know. I thought I had done something to hurt myself. And that same day, well, I went to the restroom later, and I think I told you guys this when I first found out I was pregnant. Like, you know, I was very anxious about like everything and worried about everything, and every time I went to the restroom I'd be checking for blood, you know. I'd be just looking for these, you know, things that would what's the word I'm looking for? What is the word that I'm looking for? Basically, I was looking for the worst case scenario, right? I was always looking for the signs of the worst case. When the first part of my pregnancy, once I got to like the second trimester, I relaxed a little and was like, okay, this, you know, this baby's not going anywhere. He's gonna stick around. He's gonna keep cooking. But then towards the end, I started looking again, because, you know, they're like, you need to look for these signs of maybe going into labor and stuff. So I had started, you know, paying attention whenever I went to the restroom, paying attention. And that Sunday, I started noticing some funky discharge that was different. and I just assumed I was starting to lose my plug, my mucus plug. And let's put down, let's see, these C's. So I call my mom and I'm like, I think I'm losing my plug. I think I'm losing my plug. And I started like describing it to her, and she's like, yep, you are. That baby is gonna be coming soon. And I had been watching videos and reading stuff about going into labor, and so I thought I knew what I was looking for. I thought I knew, like, what my body was gonna start doing next, or whatever, and I still didn't think, I thought it'd still be a few weeks, because everything that I had been reading or watching, listening to said, first time moms, you'll drop way early. Your baby will drop way early, and you're gonna lose your mucus plug, but it'll still be a while before you have your baby because it's your first one, and da-da-da. So I'm like, okay, this baby will come maybe like in a week or two. I wasn't expecting anything right away. Well, it's Sunday, so my husband and I, we go over to my parents' house on Sundays, and all day long I had been feeling cramps, like menstrual cramps, and my low back was hurting, but it was mostly the cramps on Sunday that were really painful. I had been experiencing cramps like on and off, and they were just like mild, like dull cramps for, I don't know, several weeks before this day. And so I just thought, again, it's like, okay, my body is doing its thing, and it's gonna be a while, and I'm gonna be going through these pains for weeks, at least 2 more weeks before I have this baby. So we were there at my mom's house, and literally the pain was so bad that it was like, it made me cry. Like I was sitting there like trying to hide from my family that I was crying, and because it was really painful, and I was trying to get worried, like, how the heck am I gonna do this? How am I gonna go through this? Because I'm not even in labor, and it hurts really bad. So that was that. I went home, tried to sleep, and you guys know my sleep was way off. It was always way off, but during pregnancy it was even worse. So anyway, went to bed that night, didn't really get much sleep. Wake up on Monday, and I'm struggling, but we had an appointment with the attorney that Monday, and because it's time for us to start doing the next steps for my husband's immigration process. So we had an appointment with the attorney to get more information, see what documents and proof and whatever we need to gather for him to file the next set of paperwork. So that morning, thank goodness, my boss was very understanding. She said, well, don't come in until after your appointment, because I was gonna go in, but I told her that I was starting to feel pain, and I didn't feel comfortable like being at the office alone, because I was gonna end up being alone that morning at the office at work. So she just said, don't worry about it, just go to your appointment with the attorney, and then you can just come in afterwards. So that's what we did. Well, that's what I did. We went to the attorney, got all the information that we needed, and then I went into work, and I was only there for, I don't know, what time did I get there? I think I was there for about 5 hours that day, and I was still having the pain. I was having pain in my lower back, and like my like period cramps, like my lower abdomen area. Excuse me. And I told my boss, because it was bad. Like I didn't know what to do. If I sat down, it hurt. If I got up, it hurt. I was just like in pain. So I told my boss, like, because I was gonna try to work until September 25th. I really didn't think that my baby was gonna come anytime soon. So I was expecting to work at least until the 25th, and then be off after that, and just wait for him to come. So this was on September 13th, and I went into my boss's office. I was like, look, I'm gonna try to make it through the rest of this week. I'm gonna try to come in every day this week. I don't know if I'll be able to stay the full day because I am in a lot of pain right now, but I'm gonna try to push myself to come this whole week. You know, the whole time I've been very transparent with her, you know, and she's very, very nice person. So she's like, okay, no problem. I'm sorry you're feeling pain. So that was that. I try to get as many things as I could done. She's covering for me, like doing a lot of my job while I'm out. And so I wanted to make sure that I like did everything that I could, that I wasn't like leaving anything that I could get done undone, you know, and having her deal with it, because she's still doing her job and then she's doing my job. When I left that day, you know, I gathered all of my things. I even took my work planner with me, and I was like, okay, well, I think I'll see you tomorrow. And she's like, all right. And I came home. I was still having the pains, like they would just come and go all day, but I didn't think anything of it, because again, don't believe everything you read on the internet, guys. Everything that I had read or heard or whatever, like I was expecting something different. So the pain that I was feeling, I didn't think that I was in labor. I didn't think that they were contractions. I didn't think anything. I was just like, I'm pregnant. This is one of the pregnancy pains that people go through, and you know, and it is what it is. I'm gonna have to deal with this. So that night I went to bed. It was like 7:45. I went to bed, and I wake up 2 hours later in just the worst pain ever, and like I'm making like like noise, like werewolf noises or like Native American chants, and you know, I don't know what the heck was coming out of my mouth, but I was in so much pain. But the pain would come and go. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do something, try to distract myself, get myself tired so maybe I can go back to sleep. So I was like, I'm gonna clean the kitchen floor, but like really clean it, right? So I swept it, and then I get down on my hands and knees and I'm like scrubbing the kitchen floor. Again, I live in a small apartment, so it's not like this huge kitchen, right? It's pretty small. But I'm like down there cleaning, and I felt fine while I was down on my hands and knees cleaning, and then I get up and oh my gosh, I started hurting again. So then I tried to do something else. I'm like, okay, well, I've mentioned before here that I have another YouTube channel, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to edit a video to put up on that other channel. And in the whole time I'm like having these pains, and I don't know what to do. And I text my mom, and you know, it's still like, I don't know, 10:30 at night, and so I know that she's still awake, so she didn't answer me. So I called her and I was like, I'm having these pains, I don't know what to do. My husband was at work that night, so I'm like, do I tell him to come home? Like, I don't know what to do, it hurts so bad. And she's like, well, I don't know, you need to start timing them. And when she said that, I'm like, oh my gosh, are these contractions? And the thought hadn't even crossed my mind. So I'm like, well, I don't know, I feel like, you know, they're like 10 to 15 minutes apart. So she was like, just start timing them. And she goes, if you need me, let me know, I'll come over. If you want me to take you to the hospital, I'll take you to go get checked out, you know. And I was like, okay, you know, I think I'm okay, I'll start timing them. So I downloaded an app. I don't even know which one it was, just but I just like searched contraction timer on the app store and downloaded whichever one came up, and I started timing them. And I think by the time I did that, they were closer apart than 10 to 15 minutes. They were ranging like 5 and 8 minutes apart, about 30 to 45 seconds each. And so I'm like, okay, so I'm like texting my husband like, hey, like, you need to be ready to go, because if I tell you like I need to go, then you need to come home and take me. So I was able to get a hold of him, and I told him, and he's like, okay, do you want me to come home? And I'm like, well, I don't know, like, you know, maybe it's nothing, maybe it'll stop, maybe it'll go away. Because then part of me was thinking, oh, this must be Braxton Hicks. This must be what that is. Because again, you know, it's 2 weeks from my due date on my first baby. I was just expecting him to, you know, at least be in there the whole time, not come early. So he's like, all right, if you need anything, just call the work phone number and ask for me. And I'm like, okay. And so I'm sitting there and I'm trying to like edit that video, and it's it's a hot mess because I'm stopping so often because I'm in so much pain. I was like, okay, I'm gonna hop in the shower. I'm gonna go take a warm shower, see if that helps like relax me. Because I was still like in disbelief. Like I still didn't think they were contractions, because I thought contractions that I would feel like my whole belly like tighten, or that it would hurt like more than just down low. So I took my shower and I still wasn't feeling good, and the pains were coming more frequently, and they were lasting longer. And so I called the midwife's like after hours phone number, and they were able to get a hold of her. It was probably about 3 o'clock by the time she called me back, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I told her what was going on. I told her that you know, she asked how far apart are they, how long are they, and all of this stuff. And I told her, and she's like, well, if you want, you can come into the hospital and get checked out, and we can just send you home with something for the pain and something to help you sleep, because you're not sleeping because of the pain. And I said, okay, you know, so that was like at 3 o'clock. And I'm like, well, she didn't sound like I was in labor, you know? So I must not be in labor, or else she would have told me to go into the hospital, and not say that they would send me home, you know, with medication. So I'm like, I must not be in labor yet. So I kind of stayed in bed, but even staying in bed was like hurting. So I just had to like stand up. Well, no, the only position I could be in where the pain wasn't like unbearable was like on my hands and knees, like on all fours. So I did that, and I had to get my yoga ball on my bed, and I don't even know what the heck I was doing. I was just trying to do anything to kind of ease the pain, because it was awful. So I kept timing them, and they started being more consistent at 4 minutes apart, and being 45 seconds to a minute long. And I'm like, no, I cannot anymore. This is unbearable. I need to go to the hospital, you know. And even if it's not labor, she said she's gonna give me something for the pain. So I'm like, okay. So I call my husband, and I'm like, I'm in tears, I'm crying. I'm like, I can't anymore. I need to go to the hospital. You need to come home. We need to go. And so by the time he got home, and by the time we were in the car going to the hospital, it was 4 o'clock in the morning on the 14th of September. I messaged my mom, like, we're on our way to the hospital, and she's like, okay, just keep me updated. The whole time I had been calling her and messaging her, letting her know like what was going on. And poor grandma, she didn't sleep either, because I kept bugging her. So anyway, we get to the hospital, and we have to go in through the emergency entrance, because of course, you know, it's not during business hours, so the main entrance wasn't open. So they page down someone for labor and delivery. The nurse comes down super quick, puts me in a wheelchair, and starts wheeling me off to labor and delivery. And I start crying. I'm gonna start crying now. I was so scared. I was in pain. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what to expect. Part of me was like, oh my gosh, I'm about to have a baby.
So part of me was like super overjoyed, and I don't know, it was just like a whole slew of different emotions and thoughts and feelings going everywhere. And of course, you know, all of the hormones going on, so I start crying, plus I'm in pain. So I'm like crying the whole way there, and the nurse, you know, this is like normal business for her, normal business date, like whatever. And so she's like super friendly, super nice, and I have no idea what was going through my husband's brain at that time. I did my best to be nice to my husband. Like I you know, you see these videos or in the movies or TV shows, whatever, of these women in labor being like just rude, you know, and I know that very easily could be me because I know myself. But I told myself from the very beginning, like, I don't want that to be me. I don't want that to be me. I don't want to be that way. I don't want to be rude to him just because I'm in labor, you know. Not that I'm judging anybody who is that way. I just didn't want to look back and remember me being that way, you know. So I excuse me, my nose. So anyway, they take us up to labor and delivery, and they put us in a room. And what happened first? They had me change into a gown, and oh, it was funny, when they get me up to labor and delivery, you know, they're checking me in up there, and then they want me to step on a scale, and the girl's like, do you know how tall you are? At that moment, like, I knew nothing. Like, I didn't even know my name. Like, I didn't know anything about myself. And I don't even remember what I told her. And so they had me get on the scale, get back in the wheelchair. They took me back to a room. They had me put on a gown. And then I think the worst part of the whole thing was when they checked the cervix. I had not had mine checked. Like, in my checkups, I was going to have them do it at my week 38. That was going to be the first time that I would have allowed them to, because they had been asking me for, I think, starting week 36 at my checkup appointments. They started offering and asking me if I wanted them to check, and I just said no and no. But at week 38, because I felt like I was starting to lose my plug, then I was going to start saying yes. But so I had never had it done until I went to the hospital. So she checked me. That was the worst thing ever in my whole life. And then I was dilated to a 3, and my contractions were 4 minutes apart. And so she's like, okay, well, you're at a 3. Let me call your midwife and see what she wants to do. And I'm like, okay. So I am in there in pain, trying to move around. My husband's being so nice, like helping me walk around back and forth in this room. They put us in this room. It was pretty huge. And everything's just started hurting even more. And I just felt like it didn't stop. It was just painful the whole time. And I didn't know, like, are you keeping me? Are you sending me home? Can I get in the shower? Like, what can I do? Like, you know, I had no idea. And so when a different nurse came in, you know, to check the monitor stuff, my husband's like, can she get in the shower? And she goes, oh yeah, of course. Because when we were in our birthing classes, the teacher of the birthing class is actually a labor and delivery nurse at the hospital where we went, and she had mentioned, you know, that the water in the shower might, you know, help when you're having contractions, blah blah blah. So my husband asked if I could go into the shower, and so they said yeah. So he helps me into the shower, and I'm in there, and I'm still like, I don't even know, like, I was making the weirdest noises, like, in my head. Like, you know, you have, like, this out-of-body experience where you're just, like you can hear yourself. You know, like, what the heck? what the heck is that noise coming out of your mouth? But at the same time, it's just like, I don't care. It hurts. I feel like it, just so much pain. And I remember thinking at that time, like when I'm in the shower, I'm thinking, I am done. I am never doing this again. How do people do this over and over again? I can't. I'm done. I cannot do this ever again. So then I get out of the shower and they're like, okay, we're gonna check you again. And I'm like, well, okay, you know. And so this is a different nurse now. The first one must have gone home. So then they check me again. So this is like a little over an hour after I got there. So I don't know, somewhere between 5:30, 5:45-ish in the morning. They're checking me again, and I had dilated up to a 6. And I'm like, and they're like, oh, you know, you're a 6 now, and they, you know, they're talking like if I know what that means. So I'm like, does that mean you're gonna keep me? Because I'm still thinking they're gonna send me home with medication for the pain and so that I can sleep. And she goes, oh no, sis, you're staying. You're having a baby today. And I'm like, what? You know. So I'm like, okay. And she's like, okay, yeah, just get up, walk around, whatever you need to do. And I'm like, okay. And so she leaves and we do that, and my husband helps me out of bed and he's trying to help me walk around, but really, like, anything I did, just, it hurt me. Laying down hurt me, getting up hurt me, trying to walk hurt so bad. And I told my husband, like, I can't do this anymore. I need the epidural. And I remember telling you guys that I was not going to do that because I was more scared of the epidural than I was of the labor pain. But I don't know. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. So I ended up getting it. And as soon as I said I want it, they got the guy in there quick, because he was scheduled to go in and get someone ready for a C-section. But my nurse that I had, man, she's like, hey, that doctor that was gonna do the C-section on the other person was, she's like, he's always a little bit late, so I think we have time. So you want to come in here? And man, all of a sudden there was like 5 or 6 different people in there with their little carts of stuff, and one of them's like poking my arm, and my nurse is like getting ready to do it, the catheter, and then the guy's like getting ready to do the epidural, and there's like so much going on. I have no idea who's talking, and I don't know who's talking to me and asking me questions. I have no idea what all of a sudden, like, you know, I feel the epidural going, and you know, as soon as that kicked in, like, it was awesome. I didn't feel like I couldn't get out of bed, and that's kind of why I didn't want the epidural, also because I wanted to be able to keep moving around. But like I said, the moving around hurt almost more than staying still. So I got the epidural. It was about 6:30 by the time I got that, maybe closer to 7 o'clock, I don't know. So I got that, and I think after the epidural went into effect was when I did that little video letting you guys know that I was in the hospital. Yeah, if I sounded pretty calm and like, yeah, that must have been after the epidural, because that's when I had a bit more of a brain to think about other things. So yeah, I got the epidural and everything was awesome after that. They checked me a few hours afterwards, and you know, my progress had slowed down, and they were gonna let me, you know, so they started putting me in different positions with one of like their peanut balls, and they started flipping me and checking me every so often, and my progress had slowed down. But then the last time they're like, okay, we're gonna try one more, you know, this position for this much longer, and then we'll go from there. We'll see what we need to do from there, what the options are. Keep in mind my water still hadn't broken at that point, so they weren't like in any kind of rush or anything. So when whatever that time
was, and my nurse came to check me again. She's like, you are ready. You are at a 10. You are ready to start pushing. So she went and got my midwife, and they're like, all right, when you feel a contraction coming, go ahead and push. And I'm like, I don't feel nothing. I don't feel anything. So they had to guide me, and the nurse was like counting for me, like counting to 10 for me for my pushing and guiding me, and that really helped. But then she would stop counting, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I need someone to count for me. She was like, oh, I'm sorry, some people find that annoying. I'm like, no, I need the direction. So my husband actually started counting, and well, before I started pushing, the nurse was like, all right, first time moms usually push for 1 to 3 hours. And I'm like, what? You know, I was like, what? But for me, it was just 33 minutes. 33 minutes of pushing. My baby boy came out. Super cute. I'll try to insert some pictures at some point here. So maybe I'll put them all at the end so you're not missing anything if you're just working along with me and listening. So anyway, he was born at 5:21 p.m. He was 7 pounds, 8 ounces. He was 20.5 inches, and he's awesome. we love him so much. What else? I don't know. After that, it's like, what else matters, right? Nothing. He came out kicking and screaming and crying, and it was probably just like one of the best moments of my life to see him, to be able to hold him and to kiss him and to see his sweet little face. Like everything was so worth it. And before you ask, yeah, I'm ready to do it all over again. We would love to have one more. If it's in God's plan for us, we would love to have one more, and I would gladly go through all of that all over again for one more. We were not discharged until Friday afternoon. So he was born on Tuesday, and I lost a lot of blood. I didn't tear very much, but I did lose a lot of blood. I had to get some kind of shot in my leg to stop the bleeding, and so they kept me a little longer for that reason, to check up on me and make sure that I was okay. And then his bilirubin levels were a little high, so he had to stay one night under the blue lights. Excuse me. But one night was enough. So Friday they let us go, and we packed up our baby in his car seat, and we stopped by sushi on our way home, and that first night with him was rough. That was the hardest night with him so far. It was rough. We were both tired. My husband and I, we were both tired, and both of us trying to, take care of him, and being first-time parents, we don't know what the heck we're doing. And but we've come up with a little routine now where it's a little bit easier. I never knew how much work newborns were. They're a lot of work, but oh my gosh, they're so worth it. He's just everything. He's just everything. I didn't know I had a patient bone in my body, but I've been pretty patient with my baby. But he's a good baby, like I said earlier. He doesn't really cry very much. He's a little whiny and he's a little fussy, but it's usually when he's hungry, and it's usually pretty predictable. Because what time is it now? Yeah, he's gonna be hungry here in a little bit. What else, guys? What else? I don't know. He's just great. He's just great. He's got his grandparents and his uncles wrapped around his little fingers. Yeah, he's very loved. He's very spoiled. Grandma's already been buying him even more stuff. But he's a good baby. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you guys. He's just perfect. We adore him. I adore him. I don't know. I guess if you guys have any questions or want to know anything extra, just leave it down in the comments, and I will answer when I can. I have not been diamond painting, obviously, very much, because one, I don't have the time, and two, I don't know. I don't feel the I don't know, what's the word? I'm just not into it as I used to be. Let's see. I'm gonna grab some. Where are those? I grabbed these ABs from Diamond Dots to put in here, so let's put some in here. I didn't even tell you guys, this little trinket box here is from Melly. She gave that to me for my birthday. It's so cute. Thank you, Melly. Yeah, so I guess, oh my gosh. So we named him Leo. His name is Leo. He's so cute. He's already growing so much. He loves his mommy, that's for sure. He's so cute. Okay guys, yeah, I don't know what else to talk about, so I'm gonna let you guys go. I will insert some pictures of my baby here and some video. I got the video of the nurse washing his hair for the first time. He loves having his hair washed. He's just adorable. Yeah, and if you're on Instagram, I don't post very much there, diamond painting stuff, but in my stories I do post pictures of my baby. So if you like seeing cute baby stuff, go follow me over there. And I appreciate you guys all so much. Thank you again to everybody who you know, commented on that video where he was being born, and who has sent him gifts. I appreciate you guys so much, and I will talk to you guys next time. Okay, bye.